Good morning, everyone, and thank you for tuning in to Gardening with Daddy Pete. I'm your host, Melvin York, today, and we do have another one joining us here, and we'll get into that in just a minute. But thank you for tuning in. We certainly do appreciate that. As we're talking today, if you're at home and you'd like to go to our webpage, and as we're talking about some things, you can follow along. That's daddypetes with an S.com. DADDYPETES.com, and go to our homepage and look around there, and I think you'll find out a lot of good stuff on there, kind of neat stuff. And today I've got with me Mr. Jay York. Hello, Jay.
How's it going?
Doing fine. How are you, sir?
Doing good. Glad to be here.
Yeah, and we're glad to have you. Jay is our newest addition to our sales team here at Daddy Pete's Farms. So we want everyone to welcome him, send in a hello or a message there. He'll be also helping me monitor a lot of the podcasts and all as we'll be going forward. Also, just to let you know a little history there, Jay is my youngest son. So we're going to keep going here at Daddy Pete Farms. We are a farm family. Alan Smith is the owner, and Alan and myself have known each other for over 40 years now. And, we do run a family farm here, the Smith family, and we still milk cows, and we make the Daddy Pete products. And hopefully, if you've not used Daddy Pete products before in your gardens, that you'll get a bag, try it, and I think you'll like it. Jay, you're not really just a newcomer on there, but you some of the experiences you've had with Daddy Pete, places you've been, with me dragging you around over the years. You want to tell us a little bit about yourself, how old you are, and what your goals are?
Yeah, absolutely. So, probably my first experience with Daddy Pete was 3-4 years old, riding with you in the silage truck, and you brought a dump truck home one day on your lunch break and sitting in the dump truck with you. And so as long as I can remember, Daddy Pete's been a part of our family and been, a big prominent part of my life. But 8-9 years old, going to the trade shows with you in Greensboro at the Green and Growing Show. And, back then it was, you went along to see what kind of free stuff you could get. And now it's, now it's one of those things that, looking back, realize how special that really was. Good group of people in the community and in the industry here, especially in North Carolina. It just seems like you got something really special here with the landscape industry and the gardening communities. It's a real, especially like here in the greater Charlotte area too. You got a real prominent, you got your residential side of it, your commercial side. You've got just a wide variety of everything going on here, and it's kind of cool to see how it's exploded here as I've kind of come to age. And but kind of getting off topic there, but yeah, a couple years back we went through and kind of done a little deeper dive on stuff, going to some of the white coral shows with you, learning a little bit more about the products. And traditionally, I've always been more into the automotive side. That's where my career history has been, is in the automotive sector. So this is kind of a new branch out for me, getting more into the gardening side of things, getting more into the green industry. So yeah, I'm excited. It's as I'm getting older, it's something I like to get back to my roots, get back into the garden like we used to do growing up. And I'm excited to, get your fingers back in the dirt. So.
Well, that's the thing about it. And you did mention our customers, and you mentioned the time with the Green and Growing Show. And that's the time where all the vendors would show up and people would come in. And it was a time where I could take my kids with, because our customers that we have and had for years and years are more than my customers. They're my friends. And of course, Jay, you know a lot of them too. And they actually become like family. Here at Daddy Pete, our purpose is to help people grow, is to help you if you have a garden center. The reason that we stay with the independent garden centers and all is because they have the same integrity, the same thought process that we have in helping new gardeners or old gardeners We want to offer them a product that they can be successful with, and that's why our motto is we help you grow. And here at Daddy Pete, that's exactly what we mean to do. And that's why we do these podcasts. We've got Jay coming on board. He's going to be help answer some of your questions. And as we go along, also back to the part of questions. And if you did open up that web page, you can go there. And we do have how-to videos that we've got for first-time gardeners or something if you want to try something different. There's so many ways to garden now. Between raised beds, you can do pot gardens, you can do row gardens, just on and on. And not only just for vegetables or herbs or, we do segments for annual planting, for flowers, for perennials, shrubs, and trees. So we make a mix here at Daddy Pete for any job that you're doing, a landscape job, building a new bed, we've got a product for you. And, if you don't see it on our website, you can send us in a question, shoot a comment in, and we do answer everything that we get, just to let you know. Okay? So, automotive is your hobby love, but gardening's deep in your soul from the generations of all of us around here. And if you're from around here, we are in Alexander County, the farm is. We live right across the line, which you could throw a rock to. We're in Iredell County, North Carolina. But if you live around here, that's Ardell.
Ardell, Ardell.
Yeah. But anyway, we like to make fun of and poke fun at ourselves here, and I know a lot of people that's moving in from out of state. Takes them a little while to get a hold of the language, but they finally come on. They've done figured out we're not going to change. But, one thing we do is, and you've met a lot of the independent garden center owners going to me with the different growing shows with our distributors and all. And basically, what's your take on the people that owns the independent? What do you see? And what impressed you even at an early age?
The one thing that you see is just how friendly everybody is. You have everything. You can have a wide variety. You've got people that are doing, hundreds of $1,000s in sales, inside of farmers markets or inside of, like an urban area, like outside of Raleigh or Charlotte in a big city.
Mm-hmm.
Or you have a guy that's maybe purchasing a couple pallets a year and he's, doing something small. But the same thing that you're always going to see is that same willingness to help somebody that's getting started in gardening as a first timer. Anybody that walks into either one of those stores, usually they're going to get the same customer service. It doesn't matter which store they're going to. Everybody in the industry is just so welcoming, and they have this can-do spirit, wanting everybody to be included.
And that's true. And that's one reason that we have stayed with our biggest goal is to supply the independent garden centers and nurseries and to make sure everybody gets treated the same now. And of course, that over the years of going with me, if you buy X amount of pallets a year or X amount of truckload, everybody gets treated the same. And that's something that I believe in. Our owner, Alan Smith, has always believed in that. We have to maintain, we don't have to, we want to maintain a high integrity for our customers and for the end users. Now, our customers are our garden centers, our nursery facilities and all, but the end user end result, which are you, the homeowners, the landscapers, the nursery growers, and that's who that, we want to help also. One thing when you go into an independent facility, to their place, they have time to walk you through whatever you're growing. If something's different, they can give you that extra little bit of knowledge there, and they have time. Whereas you go into a box store, 9 times out of 10, the box store's hired an employee. And I'm not saying that they're doing it wrong, but you're just not getting the attention or you're getting the expertise that you're going to find in your hometown garden center.
And a good comparison to that too is, you're wanting to get you a fine meal. You're going to go over here to McDonald's and get in and out in 5 minutes. And the person taking your order, they don't know what's going into the products. They don't know anything about it versus going over here to your fine steakhouse or something. And, you're actually you get to talk to the chef, you get to talk to your waiter, stuff like that.
Right.
The attention to detail, the attention to the customer, that's universal in almost every industry.
Yeah. And, when you stay with a neighborhood business like that, they become your friend. They know you. When you walk in, they know your family as they grow up. So you kind of grow up in that store, whether it be the garden center, whether it be the local gas station, whether just like Jay said, if, it was the hometown cafe or restaurant, you're going to get a higher quality, you're going to get the attention, and people do care. And so it's a totally different experience. But anyhow, we wanted to get Jay introduced to you. You're going to be seeing more of him on here, and he's going to be taking more parts in everything that we do here. And we're excited about that and getting you on board, Jay. And I think it's great that you could come along and be part of well, actually, the farm here's been here since 1907, so you figure the years, you know what I'm saying? Almost 120 years, so we're 119 this year, so we're almost got there. And to continue this on, and we're here and we're training Jay, and Jay already has that attitude already in him that we're here to help. And so I'm going to give you a couple tips this morning. We're going to get on out of here, but I did want to introduce Jay to you as one of the new members of our sales team and coming on board here with Daddy Pete Farms. We're here in April the 16th today, and we've been waiting for this time when the frost is out of the way so we can start setting out those tomato plants. You can start setting out your pepper plants. That'd be good. You can go ahead, stick those cucumbers, squash, seed, or transplants in the ground, zucchini. All of that can be done. Of course, if you're planting green beans, naturally, that can be done now. That's just some of the things that you could go ahead and do. Now, you do want to stay away from planting too many of the cold weather crops, which is, and you may sneak by, but lettuce, hot weather is going to make it bolt or go to seed quick, and it's going to have more of a bitter taste, so you want to refrain from that. We have here in North Carolina, we're lucky enough to have 3 growing crops here in the Piedmonts, and that's a cold weather crop, when you can plant your radishes, your lettuces, your cabbage, etc. But then as spring starts coming into effect, then start planting some of these cold weather crops. They're going to bolt. They're going to have a more of a bitter taste to the fruit. And also, you're not going to get a lot. They're going to go to seed because that's what they do. What I like to call the seeds clock, when the temperature gets up, it's telling it, okay, it's time. You've made your fruit. Now you need to make seed. So corn can be planted now if you're planting corn. I like to wait on watermelons, cantaloupes, okra, usually till around the 1st of May in the Piedmont region. Now, if you're more towards the sandhill areas, naturally go ahead and plant some of those things. If you're more into the mountain region of North Carolina, South Carolina, Tennessee, whatever, yes, it's a little bit early. Those are some of the areas, even in your higher elevation in the mountains area, you still can be planting some of those cold weather crops. So, kind of, still a busy time. But I guess what we need to do, Jay, is get out here and get on with it. And we'll be coming back, and you'll be having some articles, and you'll be getting some questions. And that's one thing we like to do is discuss the questions that we get. So y'all guys send the questions in. We do want to help you. Right.
Absolutely.
So you can go to daddypete's.com, and you can go to the page and look there. And if you'll scroll down to the bottom, we do have a place where you can join a newsletter. We'll send you a monthly newsletter on tips through your email. Also, during that, The ladies have put together some killer recipes that all that good vegetables and fruits that you're growing, and we're going to do something on fruit trees here before long and fruit bushes. Uh, Pies, cobblers, and they've got some killer recipes. You get one of those every month. And then you do have a place in there to ask your question. Here on the podcast, as you're listening to that, you can ask a question. We'll get you there. And yes, if you want an email response, then just, leave your email address. If you want a phone call back, leave me your phone number. We'll be glad to call you back. Jay or myself, one will be giving you a call back and or answering your emails. So please send those in, because your questions, believe it or not, when you think, well, I'm just starting and I'm sure everybody's, no, you send your question in. There is no bad questions. And I promise you, when you're thinking about that, there's probably 100 other people wanting the answer to that same question. So actually you're sharing it. Okay?
And another thing too, there's, a lot of information in the age of the internet too, that you can go out here and get, but you might be getting information from somebody in California. So especially if you're local too, definitely feel free to reach out to us and, get some good localized, specialized information too.
That's true. And there's a lot of good information on the internet, and there's a lot of bad gardening information on the internet also. And that's why we always push extension. You have a local county extension. Extension is something that's in all 50 states. It's usually put on by your land grant university, like in North Carolina. Extension is through the NC State University and NC State A&T in Greensboro. And what you get there, all the information's already been tried and true. They've used it. They've done studies on it for several years. So when they do that, also, we did a segment on check your soil samples, and we'll be talking more about that. Okay? Well, if nothing else, you guys shoot us a little question or something, and welcome Jay on board. We'd love to see you do that and shoot those questions out. And our next podcast, we'll have Jay in here, and he'll be helping answer some of the questions he gets, and I do. So if you, we can help you, go to our website, daddypete's.com. Actually, you can call in if you want to, leave a message on our phone. This time is our busy time of the year. I'm still going to get back with you, but the phone lines may be a little bit more busier than usual, but you still can call. My extension is 206, and leave me a message, and our phone number is 704-585-2355. And we'll be glad if you need to get there. So, well, until next time, Jay, we're glad to have you on board, and we're excited, and we want to get out here and help as many people as we can. We want to thank everybody for tuning in. Until next time, this has been Gardening with Daddy Pete, and I'm Melvin, and that's Jay.